And now with the last objective, which is to handle the HTTP errors and get proper error messages from the server. What I mean by that is we're gonna have some errors actually, with all kind of types like not found, maybe like a bad request, maybe like a conflict, maybe a server error. All types of errors, we're gonna get them. So we have to find a way to handle them the right way. What I mean by that, like for example, if I go back to my app, we define a route just for /test. But if I want, for example, test one, which is that doesn't exist, I send, I get nothing. I get right here, I can see that it's like a 4 or 4 not found, but there is no certain message right here. It doesn't like communicate well with us. And if we had like a bad request or something, we have to define all of that. You can do it like, for example, right here, you can go response and you can define the status, like I could say 409, which is conflict. And then I can send a JSON with a certain object with message that says there is a conflict. So this is one way to actually do that. So if I went now back right here and send, I will get, sorry, it should be test, not test one, because that's the route we were working on. And you can see there's a message, there is a conflict, and there is a 409 conflict. So it must be a better way to do all of this, okay? So this idea is to use the HTTP errors package, and I'm going to show you how we're going to do all of this. So I'm going to go to my terminal and type yarn add, and I'm going to add HTTP errors package. It's a very cool package and it's going to help us a lot. Okay, so I've done that and it's been installed. I'm going to go to the top and I'm going to go import create HTTP errors from HTTP errors. And I'm going to go down. So I'm going to go, for example, right here. And this is going to be error handling. And I can go, for example, create a middleware. So .use, okay, normally. And this is, for example, a synchronous function. It has a request and there is a request. Okay, so this is for the error first. We're gonna get the error first, and then request, and then response, and then next, and then return right here. So when you are using middlewares, remember this very important, idea is that like you could do any test right here. Okay, it's valid and everything, but if you didn't add next like this, it wouldn't go to the next thing. It's always gonna stay in this middleware until you type next like this. It's gonna stay in this middleware, and it's not gonna go and run the next thing you have after that middleware. So this is very important to understand. So when you send in an error back, you see what was going on right here. First of all, we have a status, which is for this example 409, but there is a status here. So we need to send that so we can know the type of error. So we're gonna go a response, and then we're gonna add a status, okay, right here. And this status is gonna be either the error we're getting .status if we define it. So if we define it, it's that. If we didn't define it, it's gonna be a server error, which is 500. Very simple. And then I'm gonna go respond and then send. And what I'm gonna send is actually the error right here. This is the error object I'm gonna send. It's gonna has the status, which is the error .status. Let me repeat that. And if it doesn't exist, it's 500. Okay. And this is the status that we're gonna send. We define it. It's like the same thing we've done before, which is response.status. And we define that, but we also gotta send an error object that has the status like in the response, which is gonna be the status we send. And if not, it's a server error. And then we're gonna send the message, and the message is gonna be the error.message. Okay, so this is the whole idea to do this. So now, for example, what I can actually do, I can just go back right here, and like let's say I have an error. So what I can do is just throw and then create HTTP error, and I can say, for example, you can see all the like the numbers, but I can see also by text like a bad request, but gateway bad request, which is 400, and I can say this route has an error. Okay, and now let me go and test this again. So if I went and send, you would say that I have an error object with the status defined as 400, and I also get this message which says this route has an error. And also you can see that there is the status right here, which is 400 bad request. So this is beautiful, and it handles error wells. So we can define also like some default ones, like I can go app.use, and then I can go request, response, and then next also, and then I can go back right here. So what I'm gonna do, okay, so we're not using next right here, we're not like returning anything, because simply this middleware, if there's an error, that's what you do, it returns this. There is no after this, okay? So this is for handling errors. So I'm just, as a middleware, we add in this next. So now here we're gonna need this next, okay? So what we will pass right here is gonna be the create HTTP error, and then for not found, we will define like, you know, like a default message. So for not found, we would say, like for example, this route does not exist. Okay, so this is actually what we're gonna pass. So it's gonna be when we have a not found error, this is simply what we will do. You can define like for the rest, like if you want to do for like example the bad requests and stuff, but that's really a bad idea. Only do it for the ones like which is not found. It's gonna be like the same message always, okay? So now if I went back and I went to a route that doesn't exist, let's say something and send, you see, I get a 404 not found, but I actually get a response that helps me understand the error more. And I get an error object, has a status 404 not found, and also a message that says this route does not exist. So instead of working with this like response.status.json, this message, all stuff, we're gonna do and send errors this way, which is a very good idea, and you will like it.